Hi, this is Tracy with KOGmissions.com, and welcome to Simple Bible Truth. I want to encourage you in your faith and inspire you to seek truth, to love God, and to obey Jesus. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about being kingdom citizens, that we are citizens in the kingdom of God, that we will be when Jesus returns to the earth and sets up and establishes God's kingdom over all the earth, over all of the nations. And the kingdom rule will be going out from Jerusalem with Jesus as the king and us as his helpers, helping him manage the world and helping us to share the good news about who the one true God is and the ways of that God with the rest of the nations that need to hear that at that time. So, what about being kingdom citizens today? Are we only going to be kingdom citizens when Jesus returns and we have no responsibilities now? I don't think so. I think that we are citizens in training. We're training to be kingdom citizens today. And yes, we do live in certain countries. I live in America right now. I lived in Russia before. I have friends all over the world in different countries, but we are all kingdom citizens. And we are looking forward to that citizenship that we will have once the kingdom of God is inaugurated over all of the earth. Now, of course, we do have responsibilities today. We need to pay our taxes. We need to obey the laws of the land, as long as they don't go against what the Bible teaches and what God has told us is right and wrong. But we still are supposed to obey those laws, whether they are right or wrong, in terms of, do we like them or not? As long as it's not going against God's rules and his laws, we need to obey. God hasn't set speed limits, but our governments today do, so we should attempt to follow those, just like any of the other laws. And as citizens of the kingdom in training, we should be working on being better citizens in that way and obeying what God has said, obviously. And so we need to realize, though, we can only have one allegiance, because if we try to be faithful to several different countries or kingdoms, you're going to have to choose eventually which one. If I was, say, a Russian citizen and an American citizen, and let's say there's a soccer match going on in the Olympics, I'm going to have to choose which side I'm going to cheer for. And so you're either going to cheer for one or the other. You're going to learn to, live your life more for one or the other. And you're going to have your allegiance and your love go for one and the other. And you're going to end up hating the other or disliking it quite a bit anyways, because your love is for the other. Now, God's kingdom, a lot of people think of it only as a spiritual sense. You hear about the kingdom of God and we think it's all spiritual. Well, it is spiritual because we're going to have spiritual bodies. But it's also very political. There is going to be a reign of a king over the entire earth. And he's going to reign in righteousness and think about his citizens and make things a better place than they are today. But as citizens of this coming kingdom, are we willing to give up our allegiance and our patriotism to other countries and other nations today? And now I'm not saying you shouldn't cheer for your national teams in the Olympics, or you shouldn't, be proud to be whatever citizen you are, but that pride should not take you away from the pride you should feel as a citizen of the kingdom of God. And that should be your main focus, because that is going to be the time when there is truly one nation under God. There is no nation under God today. No matter what you say, there is no nation that is under God. There is not. They may have little bits and pieces, and there may be people in these nations that are under God, but there is no nation that is under God today. And the only nation that will truly be under one God will be when Jesus returns and he establishes his Father's kingdom over all the earth. And so if you desire to be a part of that kingdom, you need to choose. When I lived in Russia, I was a resident there. I was not a citizen. If I would have desired to be a citizen in Russia, I would have had to deny my American citizenship, given it up, and then taken the Russian citizenship. Many countries will not allow you to have dual citizenship. You have to choose. And that is the same thing with the kingdom of God. There is no dual citizenship in this coming kingdom, and you have to choose to whom you will give your allegiance, and to what. So I'd like to encourage you to think on those things as a kingdom citizen. And if you desire to be a kingdom citizen, later we're going to talk about how do you get that kingdom citizenship, because the Bible does teach that there is a way to get that kingdom citizenship. And you need to, again, follow the rules that it says in order to get it, just like any other country. You have to do what they want you to do in order to be a citizen of that nation or that country. And it's the same thing with God. So keep that in mind. There's no dual citizenship in the kingdom of God. And as citizens of the coming kingdom of God, we have responsibilities today, and we're in training. So I wish you well as you train, and I encourage you to keep in the Word, to continue to seek truth, to love God, and obey Jesus. And if you would, look below. There's a link that's going to go over to the blog where I have some things written out, a little bit about what I talk about on these videos. So if you'd like to follow that as well. And I wish you a blessed day. Bye-bye.